has been reported that 4.5 million people have quit their jobs in November of 2021, according to the Department of Job Opening and Labor Turnover Survey. So it said that, people are quitting their job left and right. Omarion is just cutting through people. Omarion. Um, Omnicron has been cutting through people. Just people don't want to work anymore. And it's because of the work environment. They're saying that employers don't care, administrations don't care. They just worried about their bottom line. And it is very apparent. You see that in the food industry, you see that in the hospitality industry, you see that in the healthcare industry, you see that in labor construction industry. Even if they are unionized, the conditions are still just not there. People are, coming to a realization after, lockdown, what they really want. People want to spend more time with their families. I want to spend more time with my family as well. It's there's been a shift, a big shift, and we are going to put our boots to the ground and see what is really going on with why are these people quitting? What's really going on in these situations? We're going to look at some Reddit posts here on the forum r/anti-work. And we got the top of this month, and we're just gonna go through. Says Arkansas worker, Arkansas. You remember that meme? It was why is it called Kansas and this is called Arkansas? Why is it not Arkansas? Anyway, Arkansas waitress was fired for not sharing her $4,400 tip with coworkers. Owner wanted a cut as also. She said pooling tips never happened in the 3 years she worked there. She made nearly 10K on a GoFundMe since being fired. What? Since being fired? So let me get this straight. This guy right here, this bald man right here, wanted to do something nice for this lady. Because you already know that waitresses work on tips. They get like $2.25 an hour or something like that, something ridiculous like that. And so this guy took it upon himself. He wanted to tip her very well. So now there's other workers there and like, oh, I wish that was me. But for the owner to say that he wanted a cut, but he's not paying them a livable wage, first off, is wild. We're gonna move on. Amazon Tornado Text Exchange. Your life is just a number in a machine. Make the correct call. What? Driver. Radio's been going off. Okay, just keep driving. Okay, just keep driving. We can't just call people back for a warning unless Amazon tells us to do so. Just relaying in case you didn't hear it over there. 7:40 p.m. Driver, tornado alarm are going off. Tornado alarms are going off over here. Dispatch, just keep delivering for now. We have to wait for word from Amazon if we need to bring people back. The decision will ultimately be up to them. I will let you know if the situation changes at all. I'm talking with them about it now. Driver, how about for my own personal safety, I'm going to head back. Having alarms go off next to me and nothing but locked buildings around me isn't sheltering in place. That's wanting to turn this van into a casket. Hour left of delivery time, and if you look at the radar, the worst of the storm is going to be right on top of me in 30 minutes. It was actual sirens. If you decide to come back, that choice is yours. But I can tell you it won't be viewed as for your own safety. The safest practice is to stay exactly where you are. If you decide to return with your packages, it will be viewed as you refusing your route, which will ultimately end with you not having a job come tomorrow morning. The sirens are just a warning. The sirens are just a warning? Dispatch, Are you delusional? The sirens are just a warning. Yeah, to get out of there. The sirens are just, I don't understand. Of course, the sirens are just a warning to get out of there. Let's see what the people of Reddit say. The sirens are just a warning. What? No, they they're a warning. A warning to go to a basement, the center of a building, or another sturdy location, aka not a delivery van. Wow. To be honest, he said that the tornado was going to be on top of him in 30 minutes. He was going to be launched in the air. He's flying. That's the last day you hear of him dispatched. Wow, that's crazy. It won't be viewed for your own personal safety. Wow. Amazon is so big that they can't even a weather report from one location. They're not worried about that. I mean, yeah, they got regional stuff, but who's really checking on that? No one's worried about that because they're all inside. But that driver's out there risking his life. That's crazy. That's crazy. What else we got? Since the CDC says a 10-day lockdown will tank the economy, it stands to reason that if the U.S. labor went on a general strike for 9 days, we could demand anything we wanted. If it were that, if it were that simple, if it were that simple. Well, this is the most realistic I've been towards this. What does this tweet say? Free market works both ways. I don't get the argument that employers can't afford to pay $15 an hour. That's the value of labor. If I can't afford a Porsche, then I can't get a Porsche. I don't get to demand a discount on Porsches. If a business can't afford labor, that's on the business, not the labor market. That is very true. And what is with and recently, some states have increased their minimum wage. Here in New Jersey, we are at, I think, $13 an hour, and I'm going to increase every year by a dollar till we hit 15. So next 2 years, or they're going to reach $15 by 2024, and this year is going to be $13 or something like that along those lines. Where southern states like Alabama are still like 5.25 or something crazy like that. But $15 an hour is still not a little livable wage. You can't get an apartment with $15 an hour. You can't even get a car with $15 an hour. A meal is worth 1 hour of your life. One meal is worth 1 hour of your life. That's the way I'm starting to think about stuff. How much will it cost me in time working at this job to get what I want? So if we go with a Porsche, and a Porsche is $100,000 or whatever it is, for me to earn $100,000 at my current position, where I'm only making $18 an hour, it's stupid. Oh, we heard this story before. We've seen it in movies tons of times. Quit my job on the spot when the owner's son said, "Do you know my last name?" I was working in sales at a car dealership for about 6 months, averaging about 75 hours a week. The norm if you want to be successful. Oh man, that's crazy. I mean, sales is a whole nother ball game, but 75 hours a week. If you want to be successful, there was this thing of, this narrative of you got to work hard and you got to put your time in at the company and then you'll be successful. Then you'll really be successful. Us young people, we not going for that no more. We are seeing you're just a bunch of crap. No one wants to put time in, feel unappreciated, underpaid, and overworked. It's come to a boiling point and people are just fed up with it. Let's get back into this. It's almost 11 p.m. and I'm about to leave the dealership and go home for the weekend. My boss, John, who is the owner's son, comes up to me and starts giving me S about S for not closing my last deal, even though I'm start sitting at 14 sold this total month. 14 cars sold in a month. That's pretty good, I think. And and made him about $60,000 gross profit for his dealership. We go back and forth, blah, blah, blah. He then turns around and says, we might have to find you something else if you keep up with this behavior. And proceeds to walk towards me, points his finger in my face, and says, just as the title says, do you know my last name? And I stood there, stunned, no clue what to say. So I just said, yeah, I do. And proceeded to turn around and walk away and walk to my general manager's office, and I quit there. I was one of two salesmen, small town, and left on a Friday, understaffed. Now I moved back to my home city, found an amazing new job, and I go snowboarding every day after work. And life has just gotten so much better. Wow. And people feel so entitled. That guy's a prick. How do you feel entitled off of your dad's name and you say, do you know who I am? You didn't earn that. And you want to command people around? That's a Napoleon complex if I ever saw one. But good for you, man. Good for you. See, it's not that people don't want to work. That's not that's not the point. That's not what we're getting at. It's not that people don't want to work, that these corporations are just, not caring about their employees. In case you would like to know what it's like working at Starbucks. All right, this is kind of hard to see. Okay. Yes, hours have been reduced across the board. Why? After weeks of coaching, our connection our connection score has fallen to a 41. Only 41% of our customers feel we take an opportunity to get to know them. Labor investment is not accepted when we show upper leadership. I guess that's somebody's name. We treat our customers like transactions. Several partners call out on a consistent basis with no coverage. If you're understaffed and you're overworking your employees and Starbucks is busy, how can they make a personal connection with people? How can they sit there and learn their names? How can they even take time to notice the regulars? Oh yeah, you're the regular. You want the caramel macchiato, extra cream, whatever. How do you expect them to even get a chance to do that if you're overworking them to the bone? I love this. Several partners call out on a consistent basis with no coverage. You don't have people to cover them. How about that? If you need more hours, create an environment that invites customers to return. Pick up shifts when we need coverage. Ask other partners to give up their hours. Ask other partners to give up their hours. Ask if other stores need coverage. Open your availability. Your number one priority as a barista is to create a warm and welcoming environment by getting to know our customers. Beginning this week, if you do not meet expectations after coaching, you will be sent home following by corrective action. Corrective action up to and including termination if necessary. If you do not feel you can connect with customers on a consistent basis, you should not be working here and you need to speak. Wow, threatening to fire them when you already don't have people to work. That's a smart move. That's big brain. That's big brain right there. Love to see it. You love to see it. Wow. Look at this title. I was told $40,000 a year salary over the phone, and during the interview changed to $8 an hour. I have an engineering degree. They literally only wanted to hire me for a single project. I asked them if they could live on $8 an hour. Wow. Okay. Oh, that's pretty lengthy. Let's just summarize it. Okay, I got an engineering degree and I got a phone call for $40,000 a job. All right, cool. Finally got something. Get to the interview today, and during the interview, it said the contract starts at $8 an hour for 9 months, and then after that, they may consider the $40,000. You want an engineer for $8 an hour for 9 months? $8 an hour for and I don't even know what kind of engineer you are, but you want to pay a civil engineer $8 to build a bridge, to build construction. Does, does that make sense? Back to whatever this tweet was. It's not our job. Where is it at? Where is it at? I don't get the argument that employers can't afford to pay $15 an hour. That's the value of labor. If you can't afford the $40,000, then you can't afford it. Let's go to the best of all time of R/NT work. Best all time. Who's the boss now? It says, where you at? Question mark. You told Mark you could work tonight. Work night shift tonight. No, I did not. I told Mark I couldn't work Monday. You told him you couldn't work in the morning, but you could work normal hours. As you know, I found out yesterday my dad passed away. I'm gonna I'm gonna go ahead and at least take one day to get a week off to mourn his death. And I am sorry for any inconvenience this will cause you. My uncle died a few days ago. I lost my grandma. Stop being a victim. Stop being a victim? Mail me my check. I quit. And go F yourself. Wow. Stop being a victim. Wow. You don't even know what to say to that. Stop being a victim? These employers are so inconsiderate. Who cares? You'll survive one day. But to treat employees like that, of course there's nobody to work for you. Of course there's nobody to work for you. Millennials are causing a baby burst. What the actual F? Millennials are causing a baby burst. They haven't had enough kids to keep the US population at the replacement level. That's because rent is $1,500 and jobs are paying $12 an hour. That's what I was saying before. You can't even get rent, can't even pay rent off a minimum wage job. And that's at $12 an hour. $15 an hour is not even good. $15 an hour was good when they were arguing it back in the early 2000s. I don't even know what an acceptable minimum wage would be now, but you have to sit down and do the math. But then on the flip side of the coin, yeah, pay $15 an hour. They're just going to hire less workers. There's going to be less jobs. Said, this is what you wanted. You wanted 15. Now, here's less jobs for people. Now we're going to invest in robots to do most of the stuff. Maybe get a human to, be the face at the counter, but everything else, we're just going to automate it. And this is the start. This is the start. It's crazy. So what should we do? What do you do? Go where you're appreciated. Not even just go where you're appreciated. Learn skills so you're not reliant on just one job. Learn skills so you're just not relying on one job. That's the biggest advice I can tell you. If you're in a position right now where you don't enjoy it, you don't want to be there, you don't find fulfillment, the bosses don't care about you, you're overworked, underpaid, backbreaking work, on your feet all day, not spending time with your family, learn skills so you can monetize those skills and not have to worry about how an employer is treating you. They're going to get it soon. Companies will understand very, very soon. How long can they keep it up? A lot of things are being propped up nowadays. The economy. That's the story for another day. It's your boy Napoleon. I'm just commenting on what I see online. Peace.